It's Friday, May 22nd, 2020. I want to remind you that yesterday we looked at two verses from the book of Proverbs where Solomon reminds us of something that we all know very well by experience. Proverbs 19, verse 22 says, "What a person desires is unfailing love." And we compared that to Proverbs 20, verse 6, where it says, "Many a man claims to have unfailing love, but a faithful man who can find?" So we all have this burning desire to be loved, and we all struggle to find someone, anyone, who will love us forever. Those two things that every human being has in common. We all feel the need for love, and we all expect that this someone will love us forever, and we all grow disappointed and restless when our relationships fail, even if they only fail for a day. That longing and disappointment is within all of us. It's something that we all have in common, so you're not alone, no matter how alone you feel. In fact, when we talk about that longing that we all have, we can take it one step further, and I'll go so far as to say that God created that longing within you. He created that need within you. But maybe that doesn't seem fair. I mean, why would God create a longing within you that nothing on earth can satisfy? Well, I expect that we've answered the question as soon as we've asked it, but it's still probably something that's worth exploring. The truth is, you were designed and built and wired to be dependent on God. You were designed and built and wired to know and sense God's love. God puts a hunger for Him in every human heart. And He does that so we will turn to Him to fill that need that only He can fill. He walks beside us our entire lives and watches us as we pursue one thing after another, hoping that this will be the thing that takes the pain away. And when we have those moments when we've gotten the thing that we were sure would satisfy that longing, only to find out within the first few moments that this is not it after all, those are the moments when God calls to us and says, "I'm right here." And we look in His direction for a few moments, and then seconds later, we're off on another headlong pursuit, chasing after something else that can never replace God in our lives. And the truth of Jeremiah 2:13 comes crashing in on us. "My people have committed two sins. They have forsaken me, the spring of living water, and have dug their own water tanks, broken water tanks that cannot hold water." And we've been turning our backs on God, the source of living water, and digging our own broken water tanks in an effort to replace Him. We've been doing that since the beginning of human history, since the days of Adam and Eve. In fact, the greatest defect in the human heart is our compulsion to find a way to make life work without God. Hey, we've all heard it said that we have a God-shaped vacuum in our souls. And it's an odd concept when you think about it, because neither God nor a vacuum has a shape. But what we mean by that is that there's a part of our hearts that's empty. And the only thing that can fill that emptiness, the only thing that can fill that void, is God Himself. When I'm talking to folks about needs that they're facing in their lives, I'll sometimes ask them what resources they have at their disposal to meet the pressing needs that they have. And it's not unusual to hear people list God as one of their resources. And I don't mean it as a trick question when I ask it, but the truth is that God does not intend to be a resource for our lives. He intends to be the source in our lives. He is the spring of living water, and everything else is a broken water tank that cannot hold water. So the God-shaped vacuum you feel in your heart is real and was designed by God Himself. It's there because it was put there by God to pull you to Him. He created that vacuum within you so that He could fill it. And here's the good news. The God-shaped vacuum that we talk so often about is filled more by God's love than by any other of His attributes. We spend our lives on these pursuits of being loved because we feel the need to be loved. But listen to me. The problem is not that we feel the need to be loved. It's natural to feel the need to be loved. The problem is that this need can often lead us to unwise decisions. Because we have this need, we feel driven to see that it's met. But as we've been talking about, we don't often recognize this need for what it really is. We feel a burning longing because of that vacuum that God himself installed in our hearts. And the truth is, there is nothing in this world that is simpler than filling that vacuum, because God is prepared to fill that need that he himself created. And all he's waiting for is an invitation from us. Revelation 3:20 says, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person and they with me." The difference between having a religion and having a relationship is defined by that verse. Religion says, do this and do that, and don't do this and don't do that, and then hope for the best. But that's not what God is saying in Revelation 3:20. He's not offering us a religion of do and don't. He's offering us a relationship that's full of love and joy and peace and communion with him. He's standing outside the door. And he's not insisting that we clean up our hearts before he comes in. He's standing outside the door and he's knocking. And all that he's asking is that you come to the door and open it and invite him in. Religion will never save us, because religion can never fill the void. No church, no pastor or priest, no religion or rituals can fill that void. No amount of penance or liturgy or sermons or devotions can fill that void. No steeple, no stained glass, no church, no temple, and no basilica can fill that void. The only one who can fill the God-shaped void, the God-shaped vacuum in your heart, the only one who can fill that is God himself, the one who designed you and placed that God-shaped void in you in the first place. The sweetest thing of all is that God is not asking you to do something so that you can be forgiven. God is instead calling your attention to what Jesus has already done on your behalf. You and I are supposed to be punished because of our sins, but Jesus has already been punished for us. You and I are supposed to die for our sins, but Jesus has already died for us. Our time is up once again, so I hope you'll take some time in prayer. Please take some time to talk to God from the depths of your heart instead of using some prefab kind of prayer. Tell him how you feel and allow him to speak into your life. Remember that he's been standing outside your door knocking. That's the image he created in Revelation chapter 3. And keep in mind that, like any other guest who is outside, it takes a choice on the part of the homeowner to open the door and invite a guest in. I don't walk into other people's homes uninvited, no matter how much we have in common. And God does the same thing. He will not push his way into your life, but will wait outside until you invite him in. Remember, it's not about the church that you go to, and it's not about the religion that you embrace. It's about taking time to talk to God and open the door and ask him to come in. If that's not something that you've already done, then why not invite him in right now in prayer? Let's talk again on Monday.